So I'm not really sure even how to start. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I think this is like a diary, but on a video. It's a vlog, isn't it? This is my lockdown vlog. Okay, so this is just where I'm gonna rant every single day. I want to talk about my days in isolation of not going out in public and living a normal life. Yeah, just try and see the best in it and have something to look back on, hopefully, at the other side. So, where we are in the UK right now, and this is like, Boris Johnson's basically put this thing out and said that the best thing that we can do as a country is to stay the fuck at home. Okay? Some world leaders have described this pandemic as nothing less than the last World War. Okay? It's going to have equal catastrophic output from this. And I just don't think that people see that it's spreading and it's not yet hit certain places how hard it's even gonna hit. And I just don't think, because people can't seem to mix the two together, they can't seem to think, well, that's in Italy and that's in Australia and that's in China, so they seem really, really far away, so they just don't seem to care. Like this weekend, the pubs were announced of closure, and then a place in my own town, there were just people queuing like fuck outside it. Like, queuing. Like, fuck. And this is on the night that it's due to be closed down at 12 o'clock. And then you see house parties, and then you see... It's just people not taking it seriously, and it's not even the poor bastards that try and get out to seafront, because poor fuckers probably didn't think anyone else. You don't think like that, do you? You think, oh, you know, everyone's staying at home, so surely the beach won't be that busy, and, you know, they don't think, and I've heard today anyway, it's been a little bit quieter in places like that, but that's not, I don't think that's even the issue. I think the biggest problem is letting your fucking kids out. Teenagers, like, oh gosh, I remember being a teenager, and this would have killed my spirit. But you've got to do it. Like, you just got to do it. There's no way around it. If you don't do it, you could die, which is the first thing. All your mates could die, and then all your families could too, right? And I don't mean to like catastrophize it, but that's what it is. By the end of this year, if you carry on acting irresponsibly, there's a chance that you will lose someone you love, if not 2 or 3. And then your friends are going to feel that impact. And this time next year, you won't want to go out, because trust me, when you lose people you love, and it will create more problems, more divides, it's just going to make this whole thing drag on much longer than it needs to. And I just don't understand why people are still wanting to just go out and party. Like, are you not centralised enough that you can just take this hit for maybe 3 months and then reassess the situation? Because if you took this hit now, in 3 months' time, it might not even be that bad. Like, it'll still be bad. I'm not saying it's going to go away, but I'm just saying it's 3 months of sacrifice. And I don't know what to say about like the subways and stuff, because for all we know, then people could be legitimately trying to get to wherever they work, and if they are key workers, maybe accommodation and things need to be looked at, provisions to try and lessen the strain on the public transport services. But do I think we should go into full military lockdown? I would be annoyed if we do, because I've been listening to the advice. I've self-isolated with my 3-year-old. Has it been hard? Yeah. I didn't see my mum and dad for the longest that I haven't seen them since the day my daughter was born. My mum was there holding my hand as she was being born. Like, we are a very tight-knit, close family, and I haven't seen them, and that's been absolutely heartbreaking. But we knew the risks, and we weren't willing to take it with each other. So we did all that, and I've lost my train of thought. I just think everyone needs to take like a really cold, hard look at the situation that we're in. Not just that, but the situation that we're going to be in is going to be well bad. Like, it's going to be well bad. And I was saying this like 3-4 weeks ago, you know when the Who was like, it's gonna be bad. I was like reading the Who's statements and I was like, this is gonna be bad, and people were calling me like a fearmonger. I actually got a message of someone on my Facebook calling me like a stop scaremongering. I was like, I'm not fucking scaremongering. I'm just repeating what the massive fucking organisations that are dealing with this, I'm just repeating what they're saying. And now Boris is saying it, everyone's like, listen guys, it's not fear-mongering no more. But if you'd have listened, like, them people are just as bad. If you'd have listened 2-3 weeks ago and started paying attention then to what was happening around you and being more socially aware, you know, we could all point the fingers at each other. The point is that from now, these next 2 weeks are going to be absolutely critical to them people that are busting their bollocks to try and make sure that the NHS stays afloat. And that's doctors, nurses, all them amazing health workers that still have to go and do their jobs to look after people, to look after you and me and us. And I just think it's absolutely fucking selfish as fuck that they're missing out. I seen one post on Facebook earlier about this woman that's had to move out of a family home because her husband's like got chronic COPD or something, CPOD. He had health concerns, so she's had to like physically move out and not see her husband now, so she can go and work and dedicate the next 3 months of her life to the NHS. And these people that are going out and sitting in parks in big groups and clusters of teenagers, these people that are going to the supermarkets, I understand everybody still needs to go and get the shit, but when I go and get my weekly shop, it's never rammed. I'm just saying. Just saying. You all went and shopping on your other times, it worked out fine for everybody. Why is everyone suddenly going shopping now? Like, why is it? And another thing, my mum told me today, because my mum has to go, my mum's going to get me my milk because she doesn't want me and my daughter going into a supermarket, which I love. Bless her. So, I love my mum. But she said like she was trying to keep a distance, and there were a girl that just came up and rubbed past her. Weren't paying any attention to social awareness, like spatial awareness. And I think if you are going to go out and you are going to be a dickhead and you're going to bulk buy, at least fucking do it nicely. At least give people the 2 metre social distancing. At least stay the fuck away from me. I'm going to start wearing a sign. Stay the fuck... Do you know what we should need? We all need hoodies. Stay the fuck away from me. I've wanted one of them for the past 6 years. Alright? Now it's going to be trendy. I'm going to get it into manual. I'll stitch the bitch myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you some hoodies. So that's my new merch line. Stay the fuck away from me. I just love that. That's going to be that is my motto actually for the most part. But yeah, this is just like a rant. And the end of, I'm like literally about 2.5 weeks in now where I've not really been normal. I've not been going to play gyms, I've not been going into town, I've literally just been walking the dog, which I can go and do and not come into contact with anyone, and I've been going to the shop, which is now stopped because it's getting a bit worse. So we're trying to be more mindful about how we're doing our shopping, because we're not bulk buying, we still need to go to the shop, we still need to go and get stuff, because we buy as we need, especially with things like bread and milk. I don't buy loads and loads of pints. I just get it as and when I need it. So when I start running out, I need to go to the shop and get some more. That's just, maybe we need to start thinking about that side. And this is what every family's going to have to do. We're going to have to start thinking about how we live. But this is perfect. This is like what I've been trying to do for the past year is mindfulness. Mindfulness. Why are you doing it this way? Thinking about how you're doing it and why you're doing it. And really restructuring how we go about our everyday lives, which can't be a bad thing. I mean, for a lot of people right now, it's really difficult, especially the self-employed and business owners and people that are on zero contracts, you know, in terms of finance and homes and livelihoods and that security, everything is so up in the air, as well as health. So the world is shitting bricks now. So just try and be mindful of that when you are going out. If you do have to go out, be more mindful. And just don't put... I know it's boring. I know it's boring and I know it's shit and I know it can really get people down. But it's so important, because do you know what will get you down is what will happen if we don't do this. If we can't just grab ourselves by the bollocks now and say we are great fucking Britain and we can stay in our own fucking houses for 2, 3, 4, 12 weeks, you know, we've got serious issues. So for the love of God, please just stay in your house as much as you possibly can. follow the government hand, like wash your hands to happy birthday. I just hum it now. Like that's me being a bit rebellious. Well, yeah, just wash your hands, maintain this 2 meters social distancing, and shield the people that are at risk. Which, to be fair, at the minute, I mean, I'm starting to do loads of research, so I'm going to do like a video into my fact finding into how this has happened as per what's available through things like CDC, the WHO, our government, UK government org, things that the prime ministers have said and the ministers have said in various different countries. So I'm just trying to get all that together, and I'm going to do like a big fact finding video, just with, to try and put in one, like, because I thought this has just all happened so quickly, and I don't know what's happened or why it's happened. So yeah, I'm going to do that. But yeah, just stay at home, please. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just stay at home? I don't get it. I proper don't get it though. I don't get it at all. Why you just think, right, the Prime Minister said, this is going to save lives, this is going to help the NHS, this is going to be great, this is all you need to do. Like, I was fascinated when I was younger. I was absolutely fascinated with the war. Anne Frank, I was fascinated with her. At one point in my childhood, I felt like I was her reincarnated. And the boy in the striped pajamas, stories of evacuee children getting on the trains, the railway children. I grew up with my great grandma being a very, very heavy influence in my life, and I had an old man across the road that used to look after me. He was in like really old, he was in like the 70s, and he used to have all old pictures of our town, and we used to sit. So I was very into the history side of things when I was, and we went to a simulation once actually about the Blitz in London, and it was like walking through what it might be like to live through that. And it was horrific, and it's always stuck with me. And now I can just sometimes go off and daydream into like how it must have felt. And that seems so, that's me thinking back to my ancestors and my bloodline, what they've gone through. But when you think about what things have happened in more recent times, the countries, the people that have come to our country to seek refuge, what they've had to go through. And it's not just the fear of catching something, and it's the fear of violence as well, and it's just, we don't have that. We don't have the fear of the army knocking our doors in and shooting us all dead. Like that, we don't have that. We are so lucky. We've got running water, we've got Netflix, we've got internet, we can communicate. We have just got an abundance of luxuries, and we are being so self-centered as a human race continuously. Like, Mother Nature's pushing back, and we are still going, back please. Them dickheads that are on holiday, right, and when Spain got locked down and they were carrying on drinking, opening all back, and you are fucking sick. Fuck me. Oh, I despair. I despair. You're all dickheads. And people that are complaining, oh my god, pubs have shut down. Like, I get banter. Honestly, I do. I'm full of banter. I'm so full of banter. But I think there's a time to be serious, and I think when there's such a massive threat, banter, yeah, I'd still banter, I'm still sharing memes and that, but when it comes to adhering to government advice, we need to be serious. And if you see someone that's trying to take the piss out of it or trying to make it seem less important, I would definitely start checking your people about that. Your friends, your family, your colleagues, co-workers, people you know online. If you see someone that's just not taking it seriously, don't make jokes, don't banter. Be the one that stands up for something that's actually right. Be the one that says, stop being a cunt, stop being a dickhead, sort yourself out, have a word. Or volunteer, just just be the one that stands up for something good. Don't play into all the banter about it, because it's a serious thing. And if you're a teenager, it's hard. As a mum and dad, I can't speak to them and say keep your teenagers in, because I know how bad teenagers can be. I still really freshly remember being one. And you know, if I'd have been like 18, 19 and in this situation, I think my mum would be a nervous wreck because I was off the rails. So I know what it's like. So like the teenagers need to take it serious. It's not a game. It's like it's proper not a game. And if you think that this won't affect you in any way, you are wrong. I'll tell you now, you are very wrong. No matter where you are, it will affect you. I guarantee it. And it will affect you tenfold if you do not start paying attention now to what's going on around you. Because I just think a lot of people are blinded by the situation and by how serious it is, and too caught up in it. Like, we have to take things as they are. That's what it is. And you have to look and seek the information. Peep what's going on. Take attention. Make attention. What, I don't even know what that means. Is it take attention? Take attention. Make attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Oh. Anyway, you know what I mean. Stay in. Don't go out. Don't be going clogging up playgrounds and trying to swig your beer. Because it's going to be serious. And you know, you'll see in my next video that I've done about the information that I found out. It's absolutely like, it's terrifying. You know, this could mutate. If you look up the strain of influenza and the first wave that killed all the old and some of the young and the health impaired, if you look at the second strain that came after that, it killed only young people. And it killed more of them. It were worse. It were like 10 times worse. The second wave of it, well bad. So what Boris and that's trying to do now is they're trying to prepare us for that. So please pay attention. You know? So that's my first vlog. Tomorrow it's going to be a bit more about like things that we've done. I am going to try and film some of our activities so I can sort of put little extracts in it and give people some ideas, because I imagine if you are anxious and it's just hard to get your head straight, you know, I have days like that a lot of the time, and I think that's why I'm doing it, because then sometimes I can look back on my own ideas maybe and get a bit of an inspiration. But other than that, that's me checking out for day one. Stay locked down, stay the fuck at home, wash your hands, stay the fuck away from me. See you guys.